Just a quick little edibles tip video in case you ever try making cookies or even brownies, or like I made the brownie bark, which is just really thin crispy brownies, and it doesn't turn out good and it tastes bad because mine burned on the bottom. I've got at least half of them left in here, so I decided what I'm going to do is crush them up like I am here and mix it with my new speculoos cookie butter. That stuff is amazing. If you guys ever have an Aldi's, or I don't know where else they might sell them, maybe in like a international section of your grocery store. They're from Germany, and these are like 100 times better than peanut butter or Nutella. They're not nearly as sweet as Nutella, so you guys might like those. I'm going to mix it with the brownie, crumbled up brownies, and just basically make something that I can put on toast or put on crackers or put on fruit or something. So I've got this jar to put it in, and if it ends up too thick from the brownies, I'm going to put a little bit more of the coconut oil in it just to make it a little extra medicated. So there's a tip for you guys: if you ever end up with something that doesn't taste very good, you can always mix it with something else and either make bars like I was planning to. I was planning to make other bars, but I don't have anything else to layer it with right now. So I'm just going to make a spread, and it'll probably turn out okay, but I'll come back and let you guys know in just a sec. Okay, I saved a couple of these just because I already have a lot ground up now. And this is all the creamy cookie butter I had left. I think I'm going to try mixing that in first. And actually no, I think I'm going to put a little bit of the coconut oil in it. I'm going to have to melt the coconut oil in the microwave just until it's barely melted, because I don't want it to get like too hot. And then just mix it with the peanut butter, and then put it, I might actually wait once it's melted, because right now it's solid. You can tell it's starting to get melted on the edges, but it's solid. So I'm gonna have to soften it up so I can add some to that, but I might wait till it cools down to room temperature, which makes it spreadable. And then actually no, not room temperature, probably like 80 and 85 degrees, and then it'll be spreadable and I can mix it with the peanut butter without it getting too runny. And then I will mix it in with the brownie crumbles, and I will let you guys know how it turns out in a sec. Okay, so I put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds, just until it was half melted, and then I kind of mixed it up so it was all smooth and melted. And I put about 2 to 3 tablespoons in this peanut butter, which I think is almost a cup. And I already have a little bit in there, so it's probably about a cup total. And about 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil mixed into it, so it's a little more potent. And I've still got a little bit left, probably about a 1/4 cup or 1/3 of a cup. So I might use that to make the cheddar bay biscuits I was going to make. I mentioned on my other video or something. So I'm just going to dump this in. I used up all the creamy one, so I still have almost a full jar of the crunchy one. So this is a little more runny because of the coconut oil, but once it mixes into the brownie stuff, it should be thicker. And if I need to, I'll add the other pieces that I set aside because it might be a little too runny. And then I'll just mix it up, and I'm gonna put it in a bell jar and keep it in the I'll probably keep it in the cupboard, just because if it's in the refrigerator it'll get really solid with the coconut oil in it. Might not be as bad because it's mostly peanut butter, so I might try putting it in the fridge just because it keeps it from spoiling longer and keeps it from separating, because if it's in the cupboard it's gonna separate the oil and the peanut butter. So I might just try to put it in the fridge once it's all blended together, and as long as it's still scoopable, I can scoop it out and put some in a little cup to set out and get a little softer. That's the tricky part making edibles with coconut oil, is that the consistency of it is really weird. It's usually really thick. Sometimes it's pourable if you melt it, but most edibles you want to keep in the fridge just so they last longer, so it's kind of tricky to use coconut oil to do that. I might, if this doesn't taste good or it doesn't turn out right, I might try to make some bars with this as like the bottom layer or something, so we'll see what happens. But that's all. This is just an experiment, so it's nothing that I found anywhere. I just like to experiment with things when I make edibles, as long as I know it's not going to get ruined. So since this got burnt on the bottom, I'm hoping this will make it taste better. The brownies were burnt. Hopefully this will make it taste better, and I can use it for any number of things to spread on, or to make bars with, or cracker sandwiches with. So it looks like it's going to be a little thick. I think I'm going to have to do a little more peanut butter and coconut oil, so it's going to be really nice and strong, hopefully. So I'm going to have to put this down so I can finish this, but that's about all I wanted to show you guys, is just this little experimental tip, I guess. If you ever make cookies or brownies or any edibles that are sweet and get burnt or just don't turn out good, you can try doing something like this with it. Because I definitely don't throw away edibles. I can't really afford it. With the candy bears I made, twice I made candy bears, and both times the sugar burned really bad, so they taste like shit. So those I've just been putting in hot drinks, like hot chocolate and stuff, and letting them dissolve so you don't really taste them. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you guys are having a good week, and see you next time.